Cecil will be happy to see the likes of a source hunter. Well...
A source hunter will always receive a warm welcome at the...
Golly gosh! One who flaunts the highways and byways of silly old Cecile with the easy elegance of a puss with her tail in the air. I do declare such a sight is rather rare around here. But where are my manners? I am Maxine, and you must be one of those hunters one hears so much about. Charmed, I'm sure. I'm the mayor's cat, don't you know? Born and raised on velvets and viands of most exquisite varieties. Maxine rhymes with queen, after all, and dearest. That is hardly a coincidence. But of course, darling, be my guest. Oh, this quaint little town is a tad too parochial for one of my more urbane tastes. But one has to make do, hasn't one? The fresh sea air does go to great lengths to invigorate one's spirit, that much I'll admit. And it is rather jolly to watch the ships sail in laden with all kinds of exotic wares, full of the little treats the mayor likes to spoil me with. Darling man, he dotes on me so. Heavens forbid. No, fear is rather too strong a term there, Hunter dearest. The predator's instinct is a trait we share, you and I. And though those
A source hunter? Oh, what a sight for me. I live alone here in town. Used to be, he's always been something of a rascal, calling his petty hooliganism adventuring and endlessly worrying my poor mind. But for my part, I encouraged him to join the Legion. Even got him sparring with Captain Aureus now and then. But then those blasted Fabulous Five came into town. That band of... I don't even know what to call them. Well, they're his heroes, and I simply couldn't prevent him from going to see them. That one meeting was all it...
What? Oh, it's you. Come closer then. Closer, huh? My ears aren't what they used to be. Nor my eyes, for that matter. Yes, hello, Source Hunter. Our city welcomes you. My elf? What? Oh, myself. I am Cecil, Mayor of Sicil, and husband of the stately Cecilia. I've been the mayor here for decades, and I'm quite eager to see Sicil through these difficult times. Yes, very difficult times indeed. Oh, what? Oh, you mean Sicil. Very difficult times indeed. As though the death of Jacon by source magic, the undead have overrun all but one northern trade route, while the orcs are making a habit of savaging our beaches. That's not to mention that at the top of this whole caboodle, there's rumors of some new religious sect or cult or some such. And, while we're on the subject of troubles, I myself have a private matter I'd like to bring to your attention. It involves a magic relic I rather foolishly sought. A weapon called the Staff of Pergamon. Jake, murdered? Oh, yes. Yes, now I recall. Indeed. I could hardly... Most of the townsfolk are certain Jake's wife Esmeralda is responsible. In fact, the Legion have taken her into protective custody. As you can imagine, I've known Esmeralda for years. That business between her and the Duke of Ferrol was always a bit, suggestive. An all-right bloke, apart from all this Esmeralda nonsense. The whole town knows the only goal of his business trips to Sicil is to spend a night or two at the King Crab Inn with Mrs. Counselor. What? The undead? Yes, for the past 2 years, those blasted skeletons have all but suffocated this city. With all but one trade route overrun, Sicil's once torrential commerce has slowed to a pathetic trickle. What now? Oh, you're speaking gibberish. Ah, you mean the Staff of Pergamon? Yes, yes. I was expecting a shipment of weapons, and among the cargo was this very powerful, very rare staff. I managed to place the order through means somewhat, atypical to a government official. Cecil proved an old fool, though. For the merchant slated to deliver it to me has just informed me that the damn thing has gone missing. I fear it may have fallen into the wrong hands, and I wonder if you could retrieve it for me. Captain of the Tide Splitter, a merchant ship still docked at the Sicil harbor. You can talk to him if you think it'd help, but I'd quite like to avoid getting the staff itself contains a shard of an ore, highly valued for its use in the weapons of war. I know use of them. Well, I do believe that's something your parents ought to have discussed with you long ago, Source Hunter. But I suppose if you really don't know, I'd be remiss if I didn't at least explain the basics. You see, when a lady and a fellow find each other rather... Oh, this is nonsense. I'm the mayor for the 7th sake. I can't be bothered to chat all day about the birds and the bees when Sicil's under siege by orcs, undead, and cultists. That depends. Ah, the library. Yes, yes, you must have a visit. It's the gem of Sicil. Would you like to have a look? I'll escort you upstairs myself. Marvelous. Follow me then. What? Oh, yes. This library is the jewel in Sicil's crown, the beacon of culture and learning in our fair city.
Encyclopedia Daemonium. I know it by heart.
Two. But where has the third one gone? Shatsu. Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night.
No, this isn't the grimoire I'm looking for. Is there no new book to be discovered in this library?
My Victoria has every volume you could possibly imagine, and she's got every speck of information about this place packed into her brilliant brain.
I need something more advanced. The Pseudo-Monarchia Daemonum, and the first edition
Place this
too.
book here.
Most
A volume
promising.
of poetry or novels? Rack. Mayhem.
Yes. Victoria's come a long way from that little bundle of claws and teeth I adopted so long ago. Ah, it brings a tear to my eye just... What? Oh, yes, yes. I'll be on my way back downstairs now. Please...
Place this book here. A volume of poetry or novels? Rack. Mayhem.
No, this isn't the grimoire I'm looking for. Is there no new book to be discovered in this library?
Place this book here. A volume of poetry or novels? Rack. Mayhem.
No, this isn't the grimoire I'm looking for. The Pseudo-Monarchia Daemonum, and the first edition too. Most promising. Omnes autem mali daemones. What? What is this? Who are you to interrupt my musing? Oh, but perhaps I spoke too soon. Perhaps I was mistaken. No, a source hunter. That is what you are. Yes, a stalker of sorcery, a chaser of charms pernicious. In truth, I cannot go so far as to say it is a pleasure to make why, simply because you hunt source, and I, Jehan, hunt demons. You are aware, of course, that quite often both of these pests frequent now. I hate what I hunt, but I respect its cunning. Should I not, I'd have been decimated, body and soul, long since.
Dinor. A brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Teleron will have to pay yet another fine.
This is a sentiment I'm quite certain you must recognize. Let there be strength in cunning, yes, but also in number. On one condition, that on our joint travels we will never deal with demon...
Through armor? Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom?
Agreed. Nothing good ever came from bargaining with those...
Most gratifying. I see you are firm of purpose, and thereby ready to descend. Descend into the madness that is sorcery, into the depths where demons dance. Gladly shall I follow you into the abyss. Onward, blood and triumph await.
A brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Teleron will have to pay yet another fine. The night can see through Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom. Stetteken. Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she? Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night. Kaj'Dinor. The brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Teleron will have to pay yet another fine. The brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Teleron will have to pay yet another fine. In the name of Amun-Hor, I bid thee Tujda Getahal, be welcome, human. My library is yours, as I hope your friendship is mine. I am Victoria, daughter of Mayor Cecil. Oh, I know what you're thinking. The likenesses when I was very young, you see. I must have been cast out by my tribe, for I was found in a wicker basket floating. The fisherman who found me would have drowned me on the spot, for I am an orc after all. But praise be Amun-Hor, he raised me like I was his own. This kindest of souls taught me the language of men, their customs and their letters. Indeed you may. The wisdom I here hoard is yours to peruse and even take. Kaj'Dinor. Brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Teleron will have to pay yet another fine. The night and see-through arm. Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom. Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she? We'll place this book here. A volume of poetry among novels. Urak. Mayhem. Kaj'Dinor. Brief history still hasn't been returned. Teleron will have to pay yet another fine. Volume 1, Volume 2.
Fortune!
Where's the third one gone? Shatsu. Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night. Volume
7
1,
grant
Volume
abundance.
2. But where's the third one gone? Shatsu. Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night. history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Celeron will have to pay yet another fine. Tenor. Brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Celeron will have to pay yet another fine. Tenor. A brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Celeron will have to pay yet another fine. Who placed this book here? A volume of poetry among novels? Urak! Mayhem. Tenor. A brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Celeron will have to pay yet another fine. Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom, Stenteken. Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she? Volume 1, Volume 2, but where has the third one gone? Shucks. Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night. The knight in see-through armor, Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom, Stenteken. Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she? The knight in see-through armor, Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom, Stenteken. Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she? The knight in see-through armor, Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom, Stenteken. Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she? The knight in see-through armor, Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom, Stenteken. Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she? Projdenor. A brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Teleron will have to pay yet another fine. Place this book here. A volume of poetry among novels? Urak. Mayhem. Place this book here. A volume of poetry among novels? Urak. Mayhem. Place this book here. A volume of poetry among novels? Urak. Mayhem. Projdenor. A brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Teleron will have to pay yet another fine. Knight in see-through armor. Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom. Steppdecker. Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she?
Just doing my duty for the Legion.
Well, you certainly are my hero. The rock upon which I may rest my weary soul in these trying and troubled times.
Never fear, my lady. As long as I'm around, no hair on your head will itch. Legion's greetings. I have been informed about your heroics on the beach. Were that I had been there to partake in the battle. But my duties lie here, sworn as I am to protect Lady Esmeralda from the rabble that would enforce summary justice on her, even though she is, until proven guilty, wholly innocent. I am Septimus, 7th son in a household of 9, legionnaires all. Me and 2 brothers of mine were assigned to Sicile from day 1. Alas, both of them have long since fallen in battle against the dead. So fair a lady I have seldom seen in all of Rivellon, my friend. And I have traveled more extensively than my great. Steadfast will I guard her. Never will I waver unless absolute proof of her culpability should be brought before me. And I hold no such proof exists. Jake's murder is, in a word, a tragedy. He was well loved in all of Sicile. The Council of 7 couldn't have wished for a better ambassador. And what questions are those? This place is practically a tomb, and these Sicilians are constantly crying for our attention. There's a zombie in my garden, an orc ate my baby. My sheep is gone, oh woe is me. It never ends. I'll be grateful when our reinforcements finally arrive. Maybe they'll manage to muster the will to care. I remember waking up with a head full of hammers 2 years ago. The drill sergeant barking away, "Up you get, lads, we sail for Sicile. Them's in need of the Legion over there." They certainly were.
Assure me, dear Septimus, that you haven't been fighting those awful orcs. I can't bear to imagine something would happen to you.
Oh, but don't you worry, lady. We Legionnaires are highly trained soldiers who fear neither orc nor death.
Oh, but you were to be ambushed, caught unawares, oh, catch me, for I might faint. So tell me, Septimus, would your wife or sweetheart be compensated by the Legion should tragedy befall you on the battlefield?
I suppose so. But seeing that I'm neither married, engaged, or attached in any way, I've never bothered to inquire.
Polite, handsome, and single. Don't go anywhere tonight, Legionnaire. I'd be afraid alone in the dark. Lords above, grant me patience. You're a source hunter, aren't you? Here because you think I killed my husband. How many times do I need to state and restate my complete innocence in the matter? I am Esmeralda, wife of Jake, and now, alas, his widow. Poor man. We were both, like I told just about every Legionnaire in town. I don't know anything about poor Jake's murder. I want his killer found and tried, but everyone suspects me of this evil deed. And you're no different, are you? So what happened? Some of them tittle-tattling crab chasers down the pub call me a murderous gold digger, and you believe them? These insinuations truly go beyond the pale. Oh, I think I'm getting one of my headaches. Well, what do you want to know? Well, there are certainly some interesting creatures running around these days. Orcs are only the tip of the brutish iceberg. Don't forget the murderous bones along the northern gate. And if the rumors are right, the ghosts in the Black Cove. How's that old expression? When the blood spills, it pours. I've heard that once they're animated, the undead feel all the rage and violence their living counterparts felt during life. Can you imagine living through all your most chaotic feelings all the time? Starstone? I've never heard of such a thing. Dear, do you mean to imply he collected something dangerous? Something that may have gotten him into trouble? Oh, this is all
Quite adamant about her innocence.
We'll need to look for evidence if we want to prove she actually did the evil deed.
You are kind, Septimus. You must have fought many a battle, am I right? In fact, I bet you're a real war hero.
Oh, I'm no hero, Miss Brown. I'm just doing my duty for the Legion.
Well, you certainly are my hero.
I've got my eyes on the prize.
We'll have none of that, you hear?
Assure me, dear Septimus, that you haven't been fighting those awful orcs. I can't bear to imagine something would happen to you.
Oh, but don't you worry, lady. We Legionnaires are highly trained soldiers.
What if you were to be ambushed, caught unawares? Oh,
You there! A moment of your indulgence, if you please. You are the source hunter, are you not? The hero the whole of Sightseal is abuzz about. The talk of the town. The juiciest No, scratch that. It is so much more than a delight. It is an intervention of fate. Yes, that's it. Fate has put me on this very spot, so I may tell you all about a most intriguing opportunity indeed. Mendius, at your service. What is my profession? Well, I'll tell you what it used to be, and that is a man of medicine. But what does a man of medicine do but mend what has first been broken? I saved lives, to be sure, but today... Oh, it's not merely an opportunity. It is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to become better. To become the full extent of the promise that is locked inside of each and every one of us. So first of all, let me ask you this question. Do you like adventure?
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes. Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Any takers? Come on, you chickens! Not in the mood for cheese. Their excuse is more holes than the size of this fine Corbin bell.
So you're just standing around here, waiting for what? Some could not, because they are professionals.
Clearly, two strong personalities stand before me. Too bad your line of work comes with such measly recompense. Am I right? The way...
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scrappy goldfish.
Made a big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff. Let us see
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea.
Made a big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff. Let us see if you can choose the finest green.
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scrappy goldfish.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Watch the undead swimmer in their moldy
Nor me. Wealth is but vanity.
Oh, but I know you're just being bashful. Even so, my friend, matters of a pecuniary nature aside, what is life without variety, without spice? To be a
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea.
I disagree. I, for one, am...
You disagree with one another. But that proves you are firm-willed, that you have the minds of independence, not dependence. Admit, life's too short to spend it doing someone else's bidding. Am I right? Of course I am. And I could help you attain the dream. Enact the change you deserve.
Not the mood for cheese. Excuses more holes than the size of this farm.
And that is exactly why I am here. Why fate has put me right by the door to the King Crab, so that I could meet you and tell you about the marvel that is the Fabulous Five. The invitation to join is yours. Grab it. Fabulous Five. How I enjoy simply saying the words that describe the most illustrious and You'd like nothing more than to enlist, wouldn't you? Of course you would. And you can. Of course, if you still have questions, I shall answer them to the best of my abilities. But if not, how about we get started? What a gem of a question. Straight as an arrow, sharp as a snout. To join the Fabulous Five is to join a fellowship, to join a fraternity, a sorority, a community. The title of Knight is bestowed upon you the moment you sign our waiver, and so it all begins. I shall be the one to give you your first contracts, and once the job is done, I shall see to it you get your fair share of the reward. Of course, should you spread the word, should you propagate, by now the genial glow of the fellowship must have warmed your heart. It has, hasn't it? But did I say fellowship? Work hard. Fulfill contracts. Enlist new knights, and swiftly shall you rise through the ranks. You will better yourself. You will better Rivalon. You will make the stars shine all the brighter. And you'll get fabulously wealthy in the process. What's not to like? Of course, of course, of course. All you need to do...
You'd fall for this foolish scheme. Gods, you're gullible.
All right, we'll do it your way.
Oh, how frightfully disappointing. How illogical and short-sighted of you. To deny the Fabulous Five. It is a crime against
Surely you've met your match once or twice.
Back, demon! Back, or I'll... Well, what's this? Oh, Medora, you lummox. 1,000 pardons, comrade. This old bear's edgier than a dodecahedron these days. I'll tell you, it sure does me good to set eyes on another of our order. From Academy West, aren't you? Give Captain Mortruce my regards next time you see him.
The likes of which I doubt
you wouldn't. I trained up in Academy North, after all. We don't cross paths with you Westies all that often, but it's always a pleasure when we do. Medora's the name. Retired, or so the Order keeps trying to tell me, but never out of commission. My hand, heavens hornets! That's quite a story, comrade. And come to think of it, see, I'm here on, well, let's call it a loan from a town to the north of it. There's been an attack there, comrade. Orcs. Not your run-of-the-mill savages either, but ones who've taken dark magic to new heights.
Careful now. Your head's growing more swollen than saffrons, I dare say.
What they want in Hunter's Edge, I can't say. But it's my responsibility to send them packing. Preferably with their horns in their suitcases and a knee-knocking fear of ever crossing paths with a sauce hunter again. I came south seeking the Legion's help, only to find it tied here in Sicil. They don't have a spare soldier to send northward, and even in my finest form, I can't clear the place of that many orcs without backup. By the skin of my teeth, comrade. The savages were rounding up villagers when one of them activated a tripwire on Alv. I managed to wrench free of my captor's grip and flee toward the forest. He pursued me well, comrade. I hadn't thought of it till you tapped my shoulder just now. But perhaps that's where you come in.
They say he was privy to ancient and arcane secrets, the likes of which
I need a contingent I can trust if I'm to take back the town. And the way I see it, you could use reinforcements here in town. I've been scouting Sicil for some time now, and I believe I've sussed out sufficient intel to help solve the murder of the Counselor. With our minds and swords in tandem, we'll make short work of the perpetrator. But it seems you've got all the help you need, haven't you? More's the pity. We could have beheaded 100 Source Yetis in the name of the Order.
Careful now. Your head's growing more swollen than saffrons, I dare say.
More than I'd hoped, comrade. I don't know what in tarnation's gotten into the townsfolk here, but there's enough dark magic running roughshod. There's Mayor Cecil's doings, for one, and the mysteries of our master Thalron. And on top of it all, the feline menace is lurking at every hearth and shadow. Now, don't get me wrong. I think the mayor's a decent sort, even if he can't hear farther than the tip of his own nose. But from what I've heard whispered around the docks, the old guy's got, I suspect, an illegal source artifact or substance is at the root of it, but exactly what or who's given it to him, I can't say. And since I haven't technically been assigned to Sicil, I don't have the authority to interrogate him.
Tell me
Fella seems like a humble doctor, but I bet my sword he's dealing in something darker in splints and tonics. A loose-lipped fishmonger let slip that she'd seen our good doctor scale the city wall on hardly the habit of an innocent healer, I'd say. You mean you don't already know, comrade? Their kind can...
Twice.
So you're just hanging around the inn, are you? Waiting for what, exactly?
I'll thank you to leave me be.
Oh, you think you can speak that way to a... Well, suffice to say it, I've got my eye on you, Baron.
I am a duke, potato-eating peasant.